Hi everyone, today I'm sharing a day in my life video with you all. I am a 30-year-old attorney living in Southern California, and today I have a court day scheduled and I thought I'd take you all with me. Here you can see me struggling to wake up in the morning. My court is at 8 a.m. and I told the client that I would meet her outside the court at 7:30, which means I have to leave home at 6:30, which means I have to wake up around 5 or 5:30. So I'd initially set the alarm for 5, but I snoozed it a little bit and I ended up waking up at 5:30. In days like this, when I have early mornings, I don't waste any time trying to make coffee or anything like that. I hit the shower right away and get dressed. That's the first thing that I do. No coffee, no nothing. After getting dressed, I am packing my purse for today. I have my laptop, my notebooks. This one over here has all my work-related stuff. The one next to it, this green one, is my personal one. I love that it says think green. It kind of reminds me of growth and abundance. This over here is my bag of makeup. It's in a clear bag because I do have to go through security, very similar to airports, and I always want to make sure that I get through it as soon as possible. This over here is just my pens. I take like 700 pens to the court, as all former law students will tell you. This over here is the purse that I have been using to go to court. I got this for a Thanksgiving sale about 5 years ago. It's held up really well and I use it every single day. So this is what I'm wearing to court today. It's fairly conservative and very straightforward. I have 3 different suits: black, gray, and navy. I just like to switch between the 3 of them. I do know attorneys, especially female ones, who experiment a lot with their outfits. They'll wear dresses and different blazer combinations. But you know what? I just like to keep it simple. I go to court very frequently, so it's just a uniform for me. I'm making coffee for myself now. I have this fresh beans that I just blend in my little blender and pack it up. I do like to take it with me just because the drive is really long and I don't want to fall asleep. I put it in this little Nexus cup. I'm sure those of you who are attorneys or law students know exactly what this cup is all about. When I tell you this thing holds up really well, trust me. I've had it for at least 6 years now and it served me really well. Very quality piece. So if you see them in your law school, grab it. Over here I'm showing you my meal prep for this evening for dinner. I have soaked some kidney beans. That's what I want to make for dinner tonight. I don't like to use the canned ones just because I don't like the chemicals that they're soaked in, so I just buy them dry and soak it overnight and then cook it the next morning. I'll show you how I do it once I get back. So I left for work exactly around 6:30 and I'm driving because, like I said, it's a 1-hour drive and the court is about an hour away. I don't mind doing this drive though, just because I don't have to go to court every single day. It's only a couple of times a month. And while I'm driving there, I do get to enjoy this beautiful sunrise. What I don't enjoy though is this traffic that I always seem to run into. You guys all know what LA traffic is supposed to be like, so I hate getting stuck in this traffic. Thankfully, I did make it on time. This is what the court looks like. It's quite modern. It's not what you would expect from a traditional court, but this is a new facility. They even have made these areas outside for people to sit. This is where I usually meet my clients and have a quick chat with them before we go to court. Of course, we have prepared well ahead of time, so last minute preparation is not a thing. Of course, I can't take photos inside the court, so I inserted these pictures so you can get an idea of what it looks like on the inside. Once I was done with court, I walked over to a coffee shop that's right next to the courthouse and got some coffee for myself, and I had received a bunch of phone calls from my clients over the morning, so I sat over there and just responded to all the calls, answered all the questions that my client had, and just got a little bit caught up on work. I did have to drop off a package at FedEx. You guys know my packages for work, so I ended up stopping by at this Walgreens to drop it off. And after that, I drove home. I was so hungry at this point. It's already well after 11 o'clock. I think this is close to 1 o'clock, so I'm getting really hungry, and I was so tempted to stop at McDonald's. That is my guilty pleasure. I love eating McDonald's fries, so I was so tempted to stop by and get McDonald's, but I didn't, and I was so proud of myself. I made it home and changed into my pajamas, got comfy, got out of the suit as soon as I possibly could, and I felt great. Of course, as soon as I changed into my pajamas, I had to feed myself, and I had no energy at all whatsoever, so I just ended up grabbing a bunch of granola, putting it in some oat milk, and adding a bunch of nuts. I have walnuts, almonds over here, and some raisins. As soon as I ate, I was just so tired already. Like I said, I'm not used to waking up at 5:30 in the morning regularly, and so I knew that if I tried to push myself to stay up, I was gonna fall asleep. So I just ended up taking a little nap, and I love naps, you guys. It was great, but of course, as with all naps go, I thought I was gonna wake up at 5:30 p.m. and continue working for a few hours. However, by the time I woke up, it was already like 6:20, and that just means that there's no way I'm going to be able to work for a couple of hours and then make dinner and everything. So I decided that it was just time to get up and roll with the punches, see how the rest of the day goes. I ended up making the beans that I told you guys about earlier today. As you can see, I'm boiling the beans over here. I boil it with the water that it's soaked in, because that has a lot of nutrients and you don't want to throw that all away. So I'm just putting it in this pressure cooker and boiling it for about 20 minutes, and then I'm gonna spice it up. Before you close the lid, you put a little bit of salt and pepper in it. This helps to make the beans a little bit softer. And on the side, I'm making some spinach for myself. This spinach is going to be super easy. I don't even know if you can really call this a recipe, because it's just so quick. So all I did was grab some garlic, and also grabbed a little bit of red chili. These are from my own garden, which I'm always so proud of. I don't have a lot of them growing, so whenever I do get them, I get really excited about it. And I'm just going to pound this a little bit to make it into a smoother paste. It doesn't need to be very smooth. It can stay chunky, kind of like this. That's totally fine. On the side, I just have some oil that is frying some cumin seeds in it. That's going to take about a minute or two. Once the cumin is sizzling, it's ready. I put the garlic and chili paste into the oil and cook it for a little bit. Once that's done, I go ahead and add my spinach, and that's literally it, you guys. I'm done. I'm not gonna salt it right now, because you know the spinach turns into this this tiny little quantity, so you always want to make sure that you salt it in the end. So this is what dinner looked like for me. A simple, healthy, quick meal. After dinner, I cleaned up the kitchen, and it was about 9 or 9:30, which is way early for me to go to bed. So I decided now is my time to get some work done that I didn't do earlier when I was napping. So I ended up just responding to a lot of emails, writing down notes about what happened in court today. Of course, drinking a lot of sleepy time tea, just because I'm not going to be able to fall asleep very quickly again tonight, just because of that nap that I took earlier. So drinking a lot of sleepy time tea really helps me to get a better night's sleep. And that was the entire day, you guys. I know it's kind of boring, but this is what a boring lawyer day looks like. It's nothing exciting and fancy like a lot of you would have expected, but I thought I'd share it with you so you get a pretty decent idea. So I hope you all enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.